From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Thursday, February 9th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.78 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,241 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 2.1 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,082. Antiwar.com reports as tanks and artillery forces shelled the area, Syrian warplanes carried out a series of airstrikes against the Al-Wer district in the important city of Homs, the main rebel district in the city, which has been under constant siege since 2013, killing at least 9 civilians, according to locals. Homs is the third largest city in Syria, behind Damascus and Aleppo. With the Syrian military having recently secured Aleppo, it's unsurprising this would be a new target for them. In other cases, where a single district of a major city was surrounded for such a long time, a new push, like that on Wednesday, would usually be seen as a prelude to a deal to evacuate the rebels, though with rising tensions in rebel-held Idlib province, there may not be an obvious place to evacuate the rebels to anymore. Still, President Assad suggested that a reconciliation agreement was the goal for the government, adding that he viewed this as the most viable way to ultimately end the civil war. The viability of such deals going forward will be a challenge, but could lead to further consolidation of territory.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard.
UPI reports more than 1,500 commercial flights scheduled to depart or arrive Thursday in the U.S. Northeast have been canceled as the region braces for what's expected to be a significant winter storm. Flights for several carriers from Pennsylvania to New England were scrapped Wednesday due to approaching weather systems. By Wednesday afternoon, JetBlue, which has a hub in New York City, had already canceled nearly 600 flights. American Airlines preemptively axed almost 450 scheduled flights, and Southwest removed 180 flights from its schedule on Thursday. Delta and United listed a small number of cancellations. Forecasters expect up to a foot of snow by late Thursday in some parts of New England. The National Weather Service said a significant snowstorm is approaching Thursday across portions of the Mid-Atlantic into parts of New England. More than 40 million people will be under a winter storm watch, and 12 million will be under a winter weather advisory. The weather in the region will change quickly from unseasonably warm to cold. Meteorologists say the snow will start falling in Boston, Massachusetts, and Hartford, Connecticut around mid-morning Thursday and intensify in the afternoon.
For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Neil Gorsuch, on Wednesday described as demoralizing and disheartening the president's Twitter attacks on a judge who suspended Trump's travel ban on 7 Muslim-majority countries. The comments by Gorsuch came as a federal appeals court in San Francisco was expected to decide in coming days on the narrow question of whether U.S. District Judge James Robart acted properly in temporarily halting enforcement of Trump's ban. A Republican strategist hired by the White House to help guide Gorsuch's nomination through the U.S. Senate said that Gorsuch himself, an appeals court judge, used those words when he met with Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal. Trump, who took office on January 20th, took to Twitter over the weekend to condemn the Friday night order by Robart that placed on hold the president's January 27th temporary travel ban on people from the 7 countries and all refugees. Trump called Robart a so-called judge whose ridiculous opinion essentially takes law enforcement away from our country. Trump's administration appealed Robart's ruling to a 3-judge federal appeals panel, which heard oral arguments on Tuesday. Blumenthal, a member of the Judiciary Committee that will hold a confirmation hearing on Gorsuch, said the nominee had a responsibility to reassure Americans that he would be an open-minded and independent jurist by going public with his concerns about Trump. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.